All right, well, we're less than a week to Thanksgiving, so let's talk some turkey. Thanks to easing pricing pressures here, the price of your turkey is dropping this year. It's going to cost significantly less. Now, according to Wells Fargo, turkey prices are down about 16% from a year ago. And speaking of turkey, Butterball, the company that produces poultry products, releasing its Thanksgiving report for the year, finding that 79% of consumers are expected to purchase a whole turkey, and 81% of people are set to buy the same size or larger turkey than last year. We want to bring in Butterball CEO Jay Jandrain to talk a little bit more about some of the trends that you're seeing right now, and also maybe give us some tips on some of the people who are cooking their turkeys this year. But Jay, what are you seeing in terms of demand and pricing, how it compares to last year?
Well, demand is strong, which is great. We're seeing certainly a return to bigger celebrations. Talking to our consumers pre-holiday, we know that they're happy to get back out and celebrate this Thanksgiving with friends and family like they haven't maybe done so in the last couple of years. So it's great to see that people are getting kind of back to normal again and looking for bigger gatherings, which means they're going to be probably looking for a little bit bigger turkey. Most of the folks that we talk to say that they're going to buy the same or larger turkey this year as they did last year, which makes sense because of bigger gatherings. And demand is strong, and fortunately, there's a great supply out there, so there's plenty of turkey for everybody for this Thanksgiving.
I want to ask you about that supply. I mean, we are on pace to see the hottest year on record, according to some of the climatologists that we've spoken with, some of the scientists out there. And the reason why I bring that up is because this can directly impact the turkey industry. And for Butterball, how have you been able to navigate that and ensure that there are turkeys that, I guess, grimly make it to the Thanksgiving table?
Well, we start planning the next holiday right after this one is done. So we've got a year of time that we're really building that inventory, making sure that we've got plenty of supply in the freezer. And then, of course, we produce a fresh product just shortly before Thanksgiving. But if there are little bumps in the road, most of the time there's opportunity to kind of work those through without any challenges. But a lot of planning and effort goes into that, certainly with our company and then with the rest of the industry, to make sure that we've got enough product on the table for consumers.
Jay, have you noticed any sort of shift in terms of how people are shopping, what they're spending on, how many people they're going to have gathered around their Thanksgiving table this year?
Yeah, we're expecting average about 9 people around the table this year, and those numbers are certainly up. You know, with COVID, people weren't able to get together like they normally would in the past. So these are really kind of back to pre-pandemic numbers, which is great. As far as the consumer right now, certainly inflation is top of mind, and that's when we talk to these customers, our consumers. They're telling us that, and that's certainly something they're paying attention to. The great news really is, as you mentioned, prices are down this year, which is good to see, helps the consumer out certainly. And it's also really a very economical meal because of the heavy feature activity, the heavy sales prices that retailers are putting the product out to consumers at. It really makes it a very cost-effective meal when you look at the grand scheme of things. And it certainly helps in this time when people are really having to watch their dollars.
And that makes it more costly if you burn the turkey at the end of the day, Jay. So what are you telling some of the buyers of Butterball turkey out there who are trying to figure out, all right, what should I be doing? Should I be baking this turkey? I've heard of people frying the turkey. Should I be, making sure that if I've got a smoker that I'm smoking it the correct way? What's the Butterball CEO preferred way to enjoy Thanksgiving turkey?
Well, particularly for someone who's hosting for the first time, or maybe they haven't done it very often, baking it is the best way to go. It's about as foolproof as it can be. And of course, a Butterball turkey in that oven is going to come out just perfect every time, no matter what. But if they want to get a little more adventurous, or they've just need some help in making sure they know how to get the meal done, they need to call our talk line. We've got folks at our turkey talk line have been doing it for 42 years. There's about 50 of them that are just experts in this, and they're going to talk anybody through any challenges that they may have for the year, whether it's cooking tips, how to carve it, ideas on different seasonings and ways to make it a little bit special. But those folks are fantastic, and they're there to help anybody with any needs they have.
Jay, hosted my first Thanksgiving last year, and I got to say, I did reference Butterball for some of the tips because I was very nervous cooking my first turkey. Jay, for those out there who are hosting this year or they're responsible for bringing the turkey, when should they be buying, or how far ahead should they be reserving their turkeys?
Well, like I said, fortunately this year there's no issues with supply, but we do always tell people to get out a little bit earlier. If you've got a particular size you want to get, depending on the size of the gathering, getting out a little earlier is better, just to make sure that your store has the size you're looking for at that moment. At this point now, we're less than a week away from Thanksgiving, so hopefully they've made their purchase. But if not, I'm sure there's product in the stores right now that they can get to and make sure that they've got a turkey on their table this Thanksgiving.
Jay, we've got this headline that's just come across from an interview that looks like it happened, at least on broadcast. Kelly Clarkson's show had Martha Stewart on, the famed, of course, U.S. chief home economist, if you will, unelected as it may be. At the same time, huge food influencer. She's throwing in the towel on turkey. What goes through your mind when you hear something like that, when you've got such a large influencer who gets a lot of people excited about what they're putting in the oven, what they're cooking, that is giving up on turkey?
Well, I saw that news report yesterday as well. Now, it did also go on to say, I think Martha said she's already cooked like 14 turkeys already this year.
That's a lot.
So she's done her share. We certainly appreciate that. Love what Martha has done for the holidays and for throwing a party. So maybe she's just a little tired right now because of 14 turkeys. We'll cover a little grace, and I'm sure she'll be back in the fold next year.
Anybody would be tired after 14 turkeys. Pass the gravy to somebody else. Put that on them.
Right.
Jay Jandrain, who is the Butterball CEO. Jay, appreciate the time here today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.